Down in the center. Follow me.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear. And I was old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin, committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason. What if I told you there was a way to remove Wallis's icon?
I'd tell you you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done. Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
So, it might still come to violence.
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
Very well. Do what you must. And whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight. Hush now. It's going to be all right.
Is it done?
I think so. I can feel the icon inside me. But something's wrong. He wasn't just afraid. He was angry. All right. Let's see what you've given me.
Leviathan!
Just another, but a formidable adversary nonetheless.
Oh, it has friends.
Is everyone all right?
He seems calmer now.
You said Walius was frozen in time. But he knew we were here. How?
He's never reacted to anything or any...
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first...
It's not that simple. I wish it were. There's more to this tale.
I see.
I'm sorry, Walius. I will make this right. So, part of Leviathan is inside?
No,
Good. Because if you want to know the rest, we should head.
of course.
To understand the spell which binds Walyas, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This tapestry is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith, and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the Imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own Mother Crystal.
I've heard that one before.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant Walyas.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal, and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more. And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the Mother Crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the dome of light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Ver, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the Surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now, there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once. I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
The Ver is not easy to find. We must first head north, and then west, deeper into the forest.
No sign of the child.
You don't...
Reckon my steel's just as good as any. Till next time, then.
Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
Ah, you're the outsider. I'm Fanit, healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
I hope so too.
But
This affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. And my most powerful and I'm starting to wonder if his condition... Shula said that you were here. You can. Don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat. Or something must have caused. The trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't. So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word or quick.
Right. I do, though not from the Forge. Fanit asked me to speak with you. She's looking into the cause of your father's illness, and...
I see.
It's no trouble, really.
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see... Suppose he might have been a bit more...
When you say out and about...
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazia's place most days. He's a fish out. Maybe he knows something.
Maybe.
Things. Oh, I never should have let him go alone. Take you. Shula said you were a force to be reckoned with. Hey? Oh, sorry. I'm worried about a friend of mine. He went into the forest and he hasn't come. Would you help me find him?
I can try.
Of course. You know about the glamour hour and...
Shula told us about it.
Right. So you know the cairns we use to maintain the spell? Well, it's me and my friends. If it weren't for the likes of us, it would have fit.
So your friend went into the forest to
Aye, he said he was going down to far. There are 2 cairns out that way.
All right.
His name's Nassef. He's about If you could track him down and see that he's come to no harm, I'd be much obliged.
Very well. One cairn by the ships, another by the river. Better get moving.
Hail, stranger. Are you a rider?
I am.
Oh, I can... And not just any stables. Something, if I had a guess, Ambrosia, eh?
Well, she's... tall.
You're joking.
I have.
This I've got to see.
I would if I could, but I doubt Shula's skiff could hold her.
Me dad's got a boat. And he's very... It'd be perfect timing and all. He's preparing for it.
He would. Well... all right, then. Okay.
He'll be in the storehouse on the other side of the...
You one of the...
I am.
I am.
She's asked to see my chocobo.
Oh, you...
Well, truth be told, I didn't take the idea seriously at first.
Still, they don't take... I'll need you to bring us a mimic gourd or two to keep her calm.
And, where would I...
Oh, don't ask me. It's been years since I last brought a chocobo across the bay. And I'm told the...
Well, the man who made Ambrosia's tack lived in Martha's Rest, and so I suppose I'll go and ask him.
I'll be sailing over to Northreach soon to pick up some supplies. What?
Leave me be.
Inn's phone. Don't bother.
I remember you.
She's very well.
Oh, don't thank me. Anyway.
I was hoping to put... And I thought you might be able to tell me where I could...
Oh, reckon I could do better than that. Just so I...
Really?
Aye, you'd be doing me a favor taking it... But just be on the lookout for wild birds.
I will.
Oh, you're very welcome. And in times like these...
We certainly... Northreach, then. Wouldn't want to keep Anders' father waiting.
The Dominion's all but done for. And it's lucky we stayed here.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia.
There you... And this must be...
I have the mimic or two.
Thank you kindly.
We're going to take a little trip across the bay now, Ambrosia. Well, we made it.
You did. She is as white.
Brave, too. She was calm as you like on the journey over. The mimic gourd will have played its part, of course.
Ambrosia's been through a lot. I doubt there's...
Not with a beloved master, but...
No. It's you who looks after me.
Anyway.
And if you and Ambrosia need ferrying back...
Thank you.
Before, we turned east at the shipwrecks to reach the coast. Now we must head in the opposite direction.
Left it is, then. I'm looking for a man named...
Aye, I know him. What do you want with the lad, anyway?
Apparently he ventured out to work on one of the...
Wow.
You're a hunter, yes?
There's a bridge further down the path. But if I remember rightly, there is an... Don't mention it. I'll keep an eye out, too.
Let's hope so. This must be the bridge the hunter was talking about.
Hold on!
I'm the tributary's guest.
I am? But...
Your friend Katav asked me to look for you when...
I was so focused on attuning the cairn I didn't see those...
How exactly do they work?
Oh, there should the ether cease to...
And an important job it is.
Yeah, the truth is, me and Katav usually work together.
So you found him?
Not before the local fauna did. My arrival seemed to put them off their dinner.
Mustn't have been hungry after all. Expect you'll be wanting someone to escort you back to the village then, Nassef. Woods are full of nasties today.
When you're next in Haven, be sure to come and see us. You saved my life. It's only right I repay you.
If you insist. Take care now.
I thought I'd lost you.
But you saw to it.
Thank you. Nassef took...
Oh.
What that matters is that you're far be it from me to tell you how to do your job.
Or if we have to. Maybe it'd take its toll, of course. But it'd beat letting the cairns fall and having to weave thee in.
I'd rather not. We'd only...
Your bearers.
That we are, thank the tides. The others can't...
So...
We're forced to. No. From what I've heard, our people are few enough as it is. If we start...
They would.
Anyway,